All right. Welcome, everybody, to Danger Room Sportscast. Wrong. That's not what it's called.
Wait, what? Yeah.
That's not what it's
It's
called
the
at all.
Danger Room Sportscast.
Formerly known as the Danger Room Sportscast.
Oh, that was the original pod.
That was the original pod. But this is a little different now. Welcome, everybody, to Dark Eidolon Presents Critical Drinks with your hosts,
Andy Aguilar.
and me, Brandon Brooker. And this is a podcast called Critical Drinks where we sip on some beverages and we catch up. Two friends, miles and miles, many miles apart, and we get on the internet and we talk about stuff that's cool. But first, let's ask the question, beg the question, if you will.
Can I ask?
Yeah, go ahead, ask.
What you sipping on?
What you drinking on?
What you drinking on?
Today I'm drinking on.
Oh, Bud Light Seltzer. What flavor is that?
Seltzer. Black cherry. I don't know.
Hey.
Hey,
Cherry
what you drinking?
too.
Woo. You're drinking on a what? What are you drinking on?
I'm drinking a White Claw black cherry seltzer. It's just basically my go-to at this point.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna do the mango, but this is also like it's as big as my head. This can is like fucking huge.
That is a tall can. I appreciate the commitment to the tall can.
This is a pint and 9 ounces. One
What's the
pint and
alcohol?
9
What
ounces.
percentage on that thing?
5% alcohol, 100 calories.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, 5%. I don't know.
You know they made like a more alcoholic White Claw?
Did they?
Yeah, it's like 8% instead of the 5 that it is.
What's it called? Like claw heavy or something?
White Claws.
White claws.
No, I should know this. But I don't know the name. But oh man, genuine surprise. You popped me with that one.
Yeah, it's not just gonna be Lone Star every time on this podcast. Like
Oh man.
back in the day.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Exactly. Well, I was gonna say normally this is something we would just do sitting out in the back porch, right? Which is just hanging out after work, getting a few bees, and just basically. It wasn't really with any intention to talk about anything specific, but it would just go on for basically the whole night or the whole day, whatever it may be.
Well, it was supposed to be a sports podcast.
Oh, originally, yeah, the Danger Room Sportscast. No, we talked about sports. It was a sports cast. We didn't cover sports, but we talked about it.
It was like 80% bullshit and then 20% sports.
Yeah, I think I cried in one, and like, yeah.
I think we all cried in one.
Yeah.
It got real personal and deep.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Had nothing to do with the
this
amount of alcohol I had consumed. Taking a sip. First sip right here. Popped it open.
You know, I'm just not a fan of seltzers. At all.
I saw the immediate look of disappointment.
It's just like, that's what I remember it tasting like. I always think it's going to be different. Like, oh, I'm going to love it. It's going to be so refreshing. Better than just a beer. But it's something different. It's not that bad.
Do you know what it reminds me of, though?
Mm-hmm.
One of the summers while we were living together, for some reason, it was the summer of the Leinenkugels.
Yes, those Leinenkugels.
They were and are lemonade-infused beers, right?
Yeah.
For some reason, we went hard on those. Like, what were we thinking?
Dude, I drank like 12 in one day, like got day drunk on them, and like my mouth was like raw from all like the acid, from the lemonade. Like, I am never drinking one of those ever again, and I don't think I have. I haven't had one. They're really delicious, but I just haven't fucked with it.
Yep.
Since.
Yeah. So we've had Brass Monkeys. We've had these. There was the summer of the cranberry and lime.
Oh, yeah,
that was pretty nice.
The
vodka and cran. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Drank a bunch of bourbon. We got real hooked on bullet bourbon. We drank like huge handles playing like Pathfinder. just getting annihilated.
That was the beverage of choice for our game nights. That's when we had not only our roommates, but we had coworkers involved. We had some of our other friends involved. We had dudes coming in from like bands that you toured with or something like that, or like these guys in a band that you knew that just happened to stay the night. So we created a random game that night and just played. I don't even think you were there for part of it.
Oh, I was there. I was just like fucking hammered.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe
that might
I
have been
came
it.
in at the end or something. Oh, like they were staying at my house or at our house. They were on tour. It was Ivory and Ash, actually.
There you go. I couldn't think of the name.
Yeah. Who is now they're a band called We Can't Help You Now out of Lubbock, Texas. If you want to check those guys out.
Definitely. So
they're great.
A reoccurring theme through all of that is basically games and drinks, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Well,
we like to play games and we like to have drinks and talk.
Yeah. I went out to the bar the other night because things are getting a little safer out there,
right.
You know, so kind of getting out. Bought some new clothes. Bought this for the pod.
Loving the tuxedo shirt.
Dress up nice. And I don't know, just kind of like getting excited for the summer, you know. Everyone's kind of antsy to get back out there. But I went to the bar by myself, just kind of like thinking about, I wanted to drink and think about the podcast a little bit.
Yeah.
And I was like, is Critical Drinks even going to be the name of it? Because I was like, it's like, I don't know if I just want it to be this drinking podcast, but I know it's not going to be just a drinking podcast. You know, we're hanging out. No. Yeah. I mean, but then like, I was like going through all these other names in my head, and I'm not even going to say them. They're all stupid.
Can you say one?
I can't really remember. Also the point. That's also the reason I'm not going to say anything, because I can't really remember. I just like, I just hated them so much, I just forgot them.
Okay. But I'll ask you again later, and we'll see.
Yeah. I don't remember. There was one that I was mulling over, but I just can't think of it right now that I'm on the spot.
Yeah.
But it just kept coming. Yeah. It just kept coming back to Critical Drinks, and I was like, you know what? It will be fun. It will be a good idea, because originally Critical Drinks was supposed to be a bar that we were going to open up, where like people would go and play games, you know, play role-playing games at the bar. You know, we'd have like, I don't know, some board games and stuff, but we wanted to have like, you know how they have like karaoke rooms? We wanted it to be like game rooms that you could rent out for your friends, and also have like maybe like people that like on-site dungeon masters and stuff like that, or people that work for little drinks, but they run games, you know. So you can sign up to like, you know, play with a certain dungeon master that works there. But anyways, that was but in podcast realm, I was like, wait, it could totally be like a fucking fantasy tavern that we have, right? So that's kind of like the space that we're in right now. So like, it's like it's a dark night in the Velorium, and you know, you're coming off of a hard battle. And you're like maybe like a hard journey, and the rain's like pouring down, and there's lightning in the distance, and the silhouette of a strange mountain kind of looms in the background of this small shanty town. Yeah, and most of the lights in the village are like all the you know, the lights in the windows are out, except for the one tavern. The one tavern at the end of the street has like a phosphorescent neon sign that says "Open," and it beckons you like a moth to flame.
Well, yeah,
and as you walk up, you read on this wood carved sign hanging by two little chains above the door. It says "Critical Drinks."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh my God, believe me, I think about this every day.
Yeah. So when we like have our conversations and interviews and stuff, we'll be in the tavern.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say that makes sense to me, because that's the way I see it. We're having this conversation now on Skype, obviously, but I still see you there. Like, we're in the same place. We're hanging out.
So what's the bartender's name or the barkeep's name at Critical Drinks? I keep wanting to say Little Drinks because that's the name of the bar that I was at. Those Little
Ooh.
Drinks. Yeah, which is
Wait,
the bar down the street. Yeah,
I was gonna say, where is this at?
it's like right down the street. It's like not even 10-minute drive, like 5-minute drive.
Hell yeah! So
And
you got a
it
little
just
local bar.
opened up. Yeah, it's a spot. Also, my homegirl Sabrina owns it, or she's like a partner in it. So, you remember Sabrina, right?
The name sounds familiar. I can't think of the person right now.
Oh, yeah. There's going to be a lot of those on the podcast too. You know her. You know him. Remember him? Remember? Everybody out there listening that don't know us? Oh, yeah. Yeah. If you're just now listening, go ahead and introduce yourself, Andy.
Oh, well, yeah. I'm Andy Aguilar, obviously. Well, I mean, we introduced ourselves early on in the pod with the title, but...
Yeah, but what are we? Who are we? What do we do?
Well, we're best friends. You're my best friend. You're my best friend.
Exactly. Yep, and I'm Brandon Brooker. I'm Andy Aguilar's best friend.
Mm-hmm. So much so that we have best friend tattoos. We lived together for multiple years while in Austin, Texas. Mm-hmm. We worked the same job at Thundercloud Subs for multiple years. We even got you even got me into screen printing T-shirts for Austin.
Yeah.
I even got into that for a while. So we've been doing a lot of stuff together. On top of all of the games that we played, whether it be Final Fantasy Tactics, a
lot of tactics.
Yeah, a bunch of tabletops, be it Pathfinder or Call of Cthulhu. A bunch of those games going. Diablo. I think we talked about Mortal Kombat on our last pod. Yeah. I was playing so much Mortal Kombat, dude, that my hands were straight up hurting. Like I had to put the sticks down.
Oh, recently? When you just bought it?
It was like, when you go combos, you got your fingers going all swift and shit, and it was just like trying to, tell someone to get over here, and then your hands are hurting because you're trying to bust some sweet combo.
Yeah. Oh, we're gonna play Mortal Kombat on the podcast for sure. Okay. We're gonna do a little best 2 out of 3 or something. All right. I was thinking we could do it on the Instagram. So if you want to follow our Instagram, it's a Dark Eidolon Presents at Instagram. So I was thinking I'm gonna hook up the iPad to where it just shows the screen, and then I'll have my phone and you'll have your phone, and we'll just log in, or we'll join the Instagram live. So it'll be me from my phone, you from your phone, and then the game from the iPad that's hooked up, that's connected to the account. So I think it's going to create this cool little 3-screen reaction kind of thing. I don't know. So whenever you want to do that, I'm down to do that.
Cool. We'll have to set up a tournament date.
Yeah, we'll do that. Nice. But yeah, and I'm Brandon Brooker. I guess I'm a musician, artist guy. It's kind of trying to figure his life out. And I'm kind of using this medium to hold myself accountable for some of those projects that I've been working on and putting off or slowly manifesting. But maybe this podcast will kind of light a fire in my ass to be to promote the stuff that I've done,
Oh, yeah.
Not just yeah.
So I'm going to put you over here, but you've done quite a bit. You talked about a bunch of bands that you've been in. Not only that, but you had your comics that you created with those toys. I think I talked about this again in the other pod. But
yeah,
we're probably not going to.
Yeah, yeah. That was podcast -0, so it's probably not going to come to light. There's some difficulty. Yeah, there's some difficulty, technical difficulties there, but yeah. So be on the lookout for that on this podcast. So I'm going to be printing some cool shirts coming up. I'm going to make my website pretty soon. We got some future plans. I want to try to make a Patreon. If we get pretty steady in doing this, we can do a Patreon, maybe do a bonus episodes or something like that. And yeah, I want to use the podcast to, like Andy said, put my friends over. So all you motherfuckers that are doing cool shit out there, be expecting some phone calls because I want to check in on your asses and, put your shit out there in the ether to all 3 people, me, Andy, and my wife, the people that listen to this podcast that probably will only listen.
I think Theo's. I got Theo here with me.
Theo's a fan.
Yeah, he'll subscribe.
Theo. Yeah. So, what else did I kind of wrote some notes on some things. Oh yeah. So, the most important thing is to check in with my best friend. That's like top of the list.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And okay. Yeah, we're gonna have some guest interviews. Oh, we want to play some role-playing games on the pod. I'm gonna write a Call of Cthulhu campaign, and Andy, you're gonna do a Pathfinder campaign.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I've already kind of got some ideas for mine, so I'm pretty excited
Same.
about. Yeah. Really? Yeah.
Well,
So.
Go ahead. Keep going.
Oh yeah. Well, we're gonna write these individually, but like kind of play. We'll just kind of determine who's gonna play before we, like, who's gonna run the game before we start the podcast, and just go from there.
Yeah.
But that should be fun.
Definitely looking forward to that.
Yeah. What were you gonna say?
Oh no, I've been having to train a lot of people at work because there's a lot of new hires.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes it's just me kind of, shadowing people or just making sure that they're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
So, the mind wanders, and then they start thinking about campaign ideas or scenarios or things that could maybe like be a part of the pod or things I should write down. And then I got to snap back to reality because something's burning or whatever it may be.
Yeah. Right.
It's like, oh shit, that's right. I'm in IRL right now.
Something's burning. Oh my god. It reminds me of I work at a ramen shop, and I work in the kitchen right now as well. So
oh yeah.
That hits to home. Hit close to home.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm managing a burger place now. I'm just getting ready for Critical Drinks, the place itself, so I can have plenty of managing experience. I'll just run that shit.
Right. Is that our belt up there?
That's the tag team titles, 1/2.
Oh
right about
shit!
It's in the shot. Yeah. Okay, Brandon just pulled mine out. Yeah, you got 1/2 of the tag team champs right there. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Mine is above my bed. I'm such a mark.
I think every time we talk about wrestling, we have to strap the belt.
Okay, hang on.
Because we are going to be talking about a lot of wrestling, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's also the flag I wore when we dressed as wrestlers for Halloween a few years back.
That's right. I am Don Ganges.
That's right.
Don Ganges.
I was El Máquina de Corter.
Yeah. But yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, we look good.
Looking pretty sweet.
Yeah, I haven't been really watching much wrestling lately because of the pandemic, and AEW is really stingy about their wrestling, so I don't have cable. So
yeah, the only way is TNT on Thursdays, or Wednesdays.
God damn it! What the fuck?
What happened?
Well, whatever. I guess I'm just over here now.
No worries.
That's so weird. Do it. Oh, there you go. What the fuck? That's so weird. Okay. I wonder if it... Okay, a little technical difficulty.
It's all right. We started talking about tag team and wrestling and all that, and the laptop just couldn't handle it.
Right. Yeah, I'm on my iPad.
Or your iPad, excuse me.
Yeah.
But speaking of wrestling, I know you were talking about how AEW is stingy, and it's interesting because again, I was to bring it back to work. I was talking to some of my coworkers, much of which are a lot younger, and turns out some of them are still into wrestling. I was like, oh shit!
Nice.
Okay. There's some fans out there. I'm not just a weirdo.
Fuck yeah, wrestling's cool. There's still a lot of wrestling fans.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I say we're in a pretty good age of wrestling right now, as far as like AEW being a thing, and there's actually like a compatible alternative to Vince McMahon's bullshit. So yeah. Are you the Usos?
Yeah, I know. I was just trying out different ways to wear it.
You gotta have the
like
way.
once you have it, you can't.
Usos, yeah, that's the Usos. They wear it like a chain.
Yeah. Speaking of which,
like,
Roman Reigns is still fucking
Roman Reigns
dominating as Universal Champion.
He just flings it over his back like that. That's Roman Reigns.
Yeah. It's pretty badass.
Oh yeah, what's happening with him? People still hate him.
Speaking of the Usos, like both of them are like back together, and they're all in a group together. Both the Usos and Roman Reigns, and Paul Heyman's still their like manager and everything.
Yeah.
And it was a big deal in this last match because I guess Cesaro got like his first ever like main title shot.
Really?
So they're trying to put over the fact that this is Cesaro's first attempt at a title, and he ended up getting submitted, but
ever
at like a main title.
Whoa, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and
well, he was like tag team. Dude, the Bar was the shit. Oh yeah, I read a little bit about the Roman Reigns stuff. Like he did the swing on him, the Cesaro swing or whatever. That terrible move. He did that to Roman Reigns though.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. That was one of the things that actually didn't happen.
Oh, it didn't happen. Oh.
Yeah.
I was like, that sounds hard. Roman Reigns is a big dude.
Well, that's the thing is like right now with his character, I don't think you can have him put in that such a like a vulnerable position, Like you're supposed to be like this massive champ. You can't be having someone swing you around by your legs when you're trying to be this like dominating like presence. Who's gonna respect you for getting swung around?
For those of you who don't know what the Cesaro swing is, explain it, Andy.
So he flips you onto your back on the mat, and he grabs you by your legs, and he starts literally swinging you around in circles. Yeah.
In circles by your ankles. It's the dumbest thing.
Yeah, you have your hands, all the way out, and you pretty much start going like
passing out or something. Yeah.
Well, he would do that into a sharpshooter.
Oh, really? Oh. I guess that kind of makes sense, kind of like to disorient you a little bit,
So he threw you.
It just looks so stupid. I think you just lay there out of pure embarrassment. And you're just like, just kill me, end me.
Well, now you're getting dizzy, Brandon.
End me. End my career. Now.
Just hit me with one of those nasty European uppercuts and put me out of my misery.
Yeah, those are tight, though. I do think Cesaro is a good wrestler. I think he's a good wrestler. I always thought he was. Remember when he busted his teeth out? Remember when he busted his teeth out on the turnbuckle?
That was it was against the Hardys, I think it was.
Yeah. Like, all these teeth were just like...
There's something about that, like with Becky Lynch getting punched in the face when she got all bloodied. That looked badass. She
broke her, like, orbital bone or some shit in her face.
And Nia Jax punched her in the fucking face.
Yeah, that was epic. That's some epic shit. Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so I don't really... It's weird because I don't watch it necessarily. I just kind of either read or listen to reviews about it.
Yeah. I want to watch it,
and it's like really compact and it's really like shortened down. So like Raw sucks ass. So I don't have to like watch 3 hours of it,
Dude, yeah. So tired of that shit.
Right.
I hear they like fired their like head of creative because of when they fired all those wrestlers, or they released all those wrestlers a few months ago. Like the guy that like fired everybody like sent Mickey James's equipment to her in a trash bag.
Oh, jeez.
And like with like a dirty, I don't know, allegedly like said some nasty shit about Mickey James, who's been there for 20 fucking years or so, And yeah. So word got around, and that fool got fired for that. So that's good. So,
well, I mean,
we'll see if there's going to be a change in creative, Do you think they're gonna hire anybody that's worth a shit? That's the thing. Or if they're just gonna keep Vince McMahon's agenda,
Yep.
Now he's old and stupid.
It sounds terrible, but homie's gonna have to die before anything drastic changes.
I mean, it's been that way for years. So.
And even then, he's probably so rich, he probably has some like Palpatine-like scheme to where he's got some clones set up,
Just cloned. Yeah. Oh my God.
And then he'll come back, and then he'll like beat Roman Reigns for the title, and then like.
No. Resurrected Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
Please
we'll
God,
tie it
no.
into Mortal Kombat, and
then. I saw the New Day, which they don't have Biggie in the New Day anymore, which is really stupid.
Well, they're not. They're still the New Day. It's just they're on separate brands.
Oh, SmackDown and Raw.
Yeah. So Kofi and Xavier Woods are Raw, and Biggie is SmackDown.
Yeah. Oh, so Biggie still is technically part of the New Day?
Yeah, the New Day never broke. Dude, no. New Day never broke up.
Okay, all right. I got scared for a second.
I know, that's why I had to get real serious. They're still a thing.
But I did watch Kofi and Xavier fight somebody, and they were both dressed as Scorpion and Sub-Zero, like their outfits. And then Kofi did like a get over here thing. He's like said it. He's like, get over here. I was like, yes.
Yeah.
Dude, those guys are the best. The New Day. The shit.
Well, I got all passionate because I listen to their pod, and it's still just the three of them like goofing around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Those guys are great.
Mhm. So, yeah, definitely appreciate the New Day and all their gaming references.
Hell yeah. So, well, tell me about your character. Yeah.
A Call of Cthulhu character?
Yeah. What are you thinking?
Okay, so do I get to ask any questions about the campaign or no?
Yeah, I'll let you know what I kind of thought of.
So what year? What year are we thinking?
Huh?
What year are you thinking?
Oh, it's gonna be the 20s.
Okay, that's what I figured. What were you just gonna say? I cut you off.
Yeah, I'm gonna say like it'll be like 1927 or 8 or something, late 20s.
Ooh, and I'm guessing what's the setting?
Well, it really just depends on where you're from.
Okay. And I'm guessing we're keeping this in the United States?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had this idea for like, I don't know if I ever actually played the character, but it was like a 1920s baseball player.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it was, I don't know whether or not to make it, again, I haven't settled on it, but this is just kind of something I have in mind. But I just thought it'd be cool to constantly like have a bat on me, and that kind of be like a little specialty that this character has, is like they can fuck up anything with a bat. I guess that's more zombie related, just because, you know, how many battles against some dark Eidolon are you gonna win with a bat in your hand?
Yeah. So you're gonna be a baseball player? I like that idea.
Yeah, but just something like different, and to where like I feel like most of the time, whenever I make a character, it's kind of complimentary to whoever else is in the party. And since it's just going to be me, I just want to be some badass with a bat who can just like.
Yeah. Totally.
I think I've been watching too many Jon Moxley matches, so I just basically want to be like Jon Moxley.
He fucks people up with a bat now?
No, he's just a badass.
Yeah. All right.
So there was that. That was one idea.
Okay, so baseball.
But here's the other one. Let me know what you think of this. There's one character, again, I never got off the ground, was Dr. Dick Grayson.
Yeah, that's true.
He had some issues, some very alcoholic-like issues. So I think it would be kind of cool to bring him back and see what he could actually do.
True, but also I'm more intrigued about this baseball character.
Okay, cool. Okay,
yeah,
all right. So those are the two I had in mind. So I'm glad you said baseball.
Let's do something new. Yeah, let's do something new.
Okay.
So,
at the time in the 20s, he'd have to be from New York, or it'd have to be like somewhere based. He would have to be based out of New York, or like basically anywhere in that area, because baseball was confined to like Brooklyn, New York,
Yeah.
Like, yeah, Boston was still a thing at that point. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
So
We could
I
start
would say,
New York.
go ahead. Yeah.
Cool.
That's what I was thinking.
Okay, I'm gonna have to do some research on some baseball stuff. So, are you is it professional baseball?
Minor league.
Minor league? Are y'all like? Is it a good? Are y'all a good team?
Yeah.
Are you a good player? Is this gonna be like a? Is this gonna be like a? What's his name? From Eastbound and Down, Kenny Powers. It's gonna be like a Kenny Powers.
But instead of like, alcoholic like issues, it's, something Cthulhu related as far as like what kind of like messes with him and allows him to never quite, achieve.
I'll take care of all that. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the way I figured it would be associated. It's like, yeah, this character is like good at baseball and can do these things, but for some reason he's still just like scuffling around in the minors, doing whatever. And it's because he has whatever issues he has through this campaign. So that was a rough outline, a little skeleton, an idea.
So you're aspiring to be a professional, but like you're good. You're a good baseball player though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. What's your position? Like, what's your specialty? You're a hitter, I guess. Yeah, you're a home run. Yeah.
Yeah. One of the positions I always like was catcher for some reason.
Catcher? Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But so the way I thought of that was like,
everyone bats in baseball, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. So you're a catcher too, which is cool. Yeah.
And plus they wear like all the gear that could be like associated into it later, like
My idea is gonna be really cool. It's gonna yeah. So have you figured out a name yet?
Haven't gotten that far. I do like the name generator that we did last. Not necessarily the generator, but like the roles for it. I kind of like that.
Yeah. Man, cool. Well, that's enough to kind of like go off on something. For sure. Yeah. And we'll figure out next time we record the podcast, we'll have like your character sheet and we'll go over it. Like this is just kind of like brainstorming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm a big sports guy, so I figured that also kind of like goes into it. Like, why not make a character that's like about something or something about that I really know a lot of?
Yeah, totally. For sure. Now I'm going to have to do 1920s baseball research.
Oh, not necessarily. It's just that this character is a baseball player.
Yeah. Do you know your team name or anything you want to think of that later?
Yeah, I'll come up with something funny. Or not necessarily funny,
cool.
but good. It's not going to be like the Brooklyn Bees.
The Bees. Well, there's the Brewers.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
He can aspire to want to be on the Brewers or whoever was good in the 20s. I'm assuming.
I don't even know if the Brewers existed or even where they're from. Is it Milwaukee? What? What was it?
Milwaukee.
Milwaukee. Oh my God.
Yeah.
So, as far as my character, though.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask.
Yeah. So, what about your campaign? Do you have anything kind of in mind?
Mm-hmm.
Information for me to.
I fall back on this idea that I really like, and it's never really been used, or I've never really been able to build on it, which is the Desperate People's Pact.
Yeah.
Which is basically however you find your character to be in jail is they start in jail, right?
Yeah.
And from there, they kind of have to win their freedom by either achieving a certain task, whether it's like, they're released and set out and to find some item to bring back to some king who, needs the Sorcerer's Stone because they want to live forever. So like you have this impossible task to set out on that is likely to fail, but you're kind of expendable since you're just a person in jail.
Oh yeah. So it's like Suicide Squad. Skyrim meets Suicide Squad.
In a way, yeah, exactly.
Okay. So I'm a criminal.
But you also come up with the idea of why you're in jail. It could also be like, well, this character happened to, be defending so and so in the land, but the land itself was bad. So it's like you're sorry, I was letting Thea out of the room.
It's all good.
So you're like, necessarily trying to do the right thing, but you're in a you're in a tight spot, so you're not necessarily a bad person, but you are in jail.
Cool. Because I was thinking of being. I think I am going to be a rogue again. I just like rogues.
Cool.
So, I mean, there's a bunch of reasons why a rogue would end up in jail. But I also want to be a good guy. So I want to be framed. Yeah. I want to be framed for something. Yeah.
So, okay, can I expand a little bit more on the campaign itself? Because I kind of have some stuff already.
Yeah.
So the thing is, there's going to be like your guide or whoever who comes along with you, right? Because you can't just be sent out by yourself. There's no likely, like you would just run away. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So you're gonna have someone with you basically the whole time, like making sure you don't run away, and also helping you along the way. So they're gonna be a guide.
Totally.
And the guide's name is gonna be Zero.
Okay.
And the reason why that character's name is Zero is because that's the amount of times he's actually brought some of you back successfully.
Oh no. Oh no.
So even then, you're like set out with like a person who just doesn't ever get the job done. And so they're like a former paladin who doesn't have paladin skills anymore.
Okay.
So they're like a depowered paladin, basically.
Okay.
And that's your guide, aka Zero. Zero skills.
Great, grand, wonderful.
So yeah, it's going to be you and Zero campaigning through the lands.
Okay.
And that's all you get for now.
What level are we going to start on?
I figured 3.
3. Cool.
I kind of like, those first couple levels can be a bit of a drag.
Totally.
So well, I figure with what's up?
I'm thinking, I mean, I really like playing rogues, but I'm always a rogue. So
doesn't mean you can't multi-class.
I know. I'm thinking about just doing my arcane trickster character.
That's roguish, right?
Yeah, I'm just going to be my go-to Thurlane Ladok, and he was framed, and now he's got himself into a nasty situation, it seems. But I don't know. Is he like framed for like a murder? I don't know.
Well, I mean, I have ideas that are popping in my head now, but I feel like I should at least wait a little bit.
I would think he was like part of some thieves guild, and he was like high up in it, and like the thieves guild was kind of like turning like a little bit more evil, like kind of doing maybe they started stealing some crazy like evil magic items, and they're delving into some weird black sorcery that I kind of was like warning them against, but they did it anyways. I don't know. To corrupt some place. I don't know. I'll have to think about it. Yeah.
Do you have a name? Or wait, no, you did say the name. You said Thurlane, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna be Thurlane. Thurlane the dog. I'm gonna have a terrible accent the whole time.
No, well, that's why I wanted to be from New York.
Oh, New York.
I wanted to have that New York accent. I want to be like Enzo Amore.
So I will tell you, during your like time, playing baseball and kind of, you guys are a good team. I don't know. You're gonna get a letter in the mail to a festival, like a kind of not like a like it's like a not like a festival like Coachella, but it's called the festival, and you are summoned by some relatives that you don't know. Are like it's like a family, like what is it when you like a pilgrimage, so to speak.
Ah, cool.
So you're going to get this mysterious letter of these people claiming that they're like in your ancestry and your bloodline, and this is just part of your way of like, this is a pilgrimage that everybody in your bloodline takes, and you're going to be summoned somewhere. But I'll let you know a little bit more about that when I write it.
Nice.
But you're going to be going on this pilgrimage to learn something about your family heritage that you're not privy to. that your parents didn't tell you and no one's told you. So there's just something strange in your bloodline.
Nice.
And it's not what you think.
You're Hellboy, right?
I'm Hellboy. Your destiny. No,
that sounds badass, man.
Yeah. Well, that's all I have right now.
Cool.
I know where it's gonna go, but how you get there is gonna be the journey, you know. Yeah. So,
looking forward to it.
Yeah. I'm gonna smoke this weed.
Do it. And I'll do the same.
But yeah, we're at like 42 minutes. Pretty good. I don't know. Trying to keep this contained to like an hour so I don't have to edit so much.
Yeah, I mean, that could be a lot to go through. Over an hour.
Yeah.
So, as far as checking in, we just came back from Lincoln City this past weekend. Like I told you, we were at the coast.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that was awesome. It was, we actually got to bring our dog Rowena with us, so we got to actually have her with us and like take her for a walk on the beach. That was her first time actually being out there.
That's sick.
So
was she crazy? Was she going crazy?
She basically ran around and dug a bunch of holes. It was awesome.
Hell yeah.
Although she like didn't really like notice the ocean. I didn't really care for it.
Really?
Yeah, like it was just water wasn't a thing. Which I'm sure if we brought her down like a few more times, she would like, you know, be more comfortable in that situation. But it was awesome. She freaking loved it, man. And then the next day we drove back and we hiked Silver Falls, which is a spot that is, I think, like just like an hour or so away from near where I live. But anyways, got to do a lot and a bunch of outside stuff, and it was like the first time we actually had gone like anywhere and really done anything in a while.
Yeah, totally.
So it was cool.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah. Actually, at practice the other day, Zach was like talking about how he wanted to move to Portland, or saying how we should all move up there.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yeah, I really want to get out of Texas because Texas really pissed me off these last 2 years. Like, I hate this state now. But I don't know. It takes a lot of money and resources to pick up and go somewhere, and you kind of have to start all over again. And that's kind of like what I'm doing right now, is trying to become more independent with try to get my art stuff set up, buy some equipment, some screen printing stuff, and screen print my own shirts, run my own business so I can move with it, you know, and not have to like search for a job at square one, you know. I'll probably still have to get a day job, but whatever. I'll work at a fucking coffee shop or something, or a bar. Mm-hmm. I can bartend. When you look this good, like this.
Rocking that sweet shirt.
Is it definitely part of the costume or something? Like the material is all nylon-y? I don't know.
Oh. Like you should have some tails or something on the back?
Yeah, right. But yeah, I was like, man, if we moved up there, I'd be close to Andy.
I mean, no pressure, but do it.
It would be cool. I know a few other people up there. It's a really nice place. Heather's up there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Ian as well.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We just signed a lease, so I'm here for another year, anyways. So.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not a thing you can just pull off in just a few months, right?
Right. Right. But you are going to be coming down to visit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Next month I'm visiting my family because I haven't seen them in about 2 years, so I'm going to see them first.
Right.
But after that, yeah, I keep coming back to September, which is my birthday.
Yeah. Sweet.
That's what I'm looking at.
Hell yeah. We'll do a live podcast then. Yeah.
Yeah, that has to happen at least once or twice.
Yeah. And then we're trying to go to we want to go to like some Comic Cons and try to interview some people at Comic Cons. That's, man.
It's asking a lot.
It's going to be fun. I got to figure out that Zoom recorder that I have. I don't know. I got to figure out all kinds of technical stuff, but I'm not even worried about that right now. I just want this podcast to be punk rock, man. It's punk rock.
Exactly. That's all that matters.
Yeah. I just bought a skateboard. I'm 14 again.
Dude, that's sick.
I'm punk rock. I'm listening to only pop punk from now on. Pop punk summer.
So expect some bangs or something.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm excited. Yeah.
Most definitely. So what else do you have written on your notes?
I think that's it.
What?
I don't really have much. Oh, we're supposed to write a movie.
Really?
Because when we were talking on the last podcast, we were like going through all the stuff that we've attempted in our lives to like collaborate on these different projects. And I was like, turns out all that stuff's really hard to do. Just write a movie. That sounds easy. It's like the number one hardest thing to do. To make a movie.
No, you just lock yourself in a room and then it just happens, right?
No. There's so much work in making movies. It's crazy.
No, you just throw a bunch of money at it and it just like takes care of itself, right?
Technically, yes. Technically, yeah. If you have the money, you can just make it.
So I guess we're gonna skip the comic and make just Double Dead the movie.
Yeah, I'm down.
All right, I'm getting on it.
Okay.
Actually, I have been thinking about that some more because it was like, why would this is pulling out of nothing because they don't know who we're talking about, but Geo is a character in our comic book that we decided to create together.
Yeah, catch him up.
Oh, so yeah, Double Dead was a comic that Brandon and I somewhat created on his couch. Where that started.
Yes.
And we named him Kevin Santos. We drew out some pictures for him. We kind of gave him an origin story. He eventually evolved into this other comic book idea that we had that featured these two other characters that we created. They would basically go around and, for lack of a better term, regulate the universe, balance it out. And the character Geo, which was the leader of this group of three, was basically like a planet manifested into a humanoid form.
Yeah.
So they're able to basically use any sort of element that would be within this planet, which is anything basically. And that was along with our character Double Dead, which had its own single series, which is going to be which he would eventually kind of morph into our other series. And then you also had your character that you created, which I'm forgetting the name of.
Swarm.
There we go. Fuck
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it was like a parasite that could like pretty much like a body snatcher parasite that inhabits the like any species, and it can like multiply itself and pretty much take over a whole planet if it wanted to. Yeah. But eventually they beat him and he becomes part of their superhero crew.
Right. And same thing with Double Dead. He, amongst a bunch of his other powers, he basically can't die. That's his name, Double Dead, because he's already died twice.
Yeah.
And so I was thinking, why is Geo recruiting these two characters specifically? Like, what is it about these two that make them special beyond the powers that they have?
Yeah.
Well, then I thought about it. It is because of the powers that they have.
Yeah.
In my mind, he's trying to recruit Double Dead because he found something that finally cannot die. Like, he's found the substance in which, there's something undying. And on top of that, he's found something in which he can multiply himself with and still maintain like sense of himself. So it's like he found these two things in which to make him like immortal and basically like perfect. So not only is he recruiting these things to like balance out everything else, but to balance himself out and make him like the ultimate being.
Yeah.
Well, so eventually that's how I saw it going.
Well, I know
Again, random thought.
Yeah, maybe like that's what happens when he gets corrupted on that water planet or whatever.
Those
That's
like
that's
nanobites
where
or whatever.
that's where his like mind goes to. Yeah, like his motive would be to become to use their powers. Yeah, to man's their powers.
Right, because it turns out he's not like perfect because he was able to be corrupted by these things.
Mm-hmm. But that would make sense for him to be, going to different planets and, finding these unique individuals, because it's like something that he can't really. He's like a scientist too, like a planet trotting fucking scientist dude looking for unique elements and unique specimens. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we also say he, but he / they were very androgynous.
They. Yes. Yeah. They. Yes.
Yeah. So.
Totally.
But yeah, so
all right,
I'm all for writing.
We'll revamp. I do. I want to write it.
This is our project.
We just need to write the script and hire somebody.
Okay.
And then we'll put out a comic book for you guys, audience. Yeah. Don't y'all want to read a comic book by us? Wouldn't that be cool?
Not, I'll just talk about it over and over.
Yeah. We'll just drink about it like we've been doing.
But we've done that already. We want to move to the next part.
The doing of it.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, man. We'll do it. If we keep doing this podcast and we just keep coming every week with like nothing, then people are going to be like, dude, y'all suck. Y'all need to do this.
Yeah, stop it. Stop
it. Stop wasting your life. I'll try to pull up that Double Dead stuff for next time. Maybe we'll talk a little bit more about it.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we'll maybe have a little bit of a role-playing time. Or we'll meet this week. And we'll make characters, and then we'll come on and record and go over our character sheet and just talk about our characters or whatever. So we'll do that next week. But as far as this week, I think this is about as far as we're going to go. And that really wasn't too bad. No, not too many technical difficulties. Nice little conversation.
Yeah, as far as like rambling, anything like that goes, I think we kept it to a minimum.
Yeah, sure.
Or is that all this pod is?
That's all this podcast is. It's just random. Yeah.
No, but it's basically like stuff throughout the week that I wanted to talk about or at least bring up to you. Is like I brought up to you, which was my hands hurt because I played a lot of Mortal Kombat. We still need to write this movie. Eventually, we need to throw down a Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
We got characters to make because we kind of have a sense of our stories that we want to put our characters in.
Right.
And we just hit up and see how we're doing. We checked in a little bit, and of course, we saw what we were drinking on.
Yep.
So to me, successful pod.
I know. I was hoping I was hoping you'd be like, are you drinking a Bud Light?
Well, I was gonna say that.
I fucking hate you.
I just turned off my phone.
Yeah. Look what I'm drinking.
Click.
Click.
Dark Eidolon this motherfucker.
Dark Eidolon this. Well, thanks for tuning in this week to Dark Eidolon Presents Critical Drinks. We'll eventually actually step into the tavern in later episodes.
Ooh, yeah.
Once we get a guest. I don't know who my first guest is going to be. I'm going to reach out. Maybe I'll ask Zach.
Okay.
Or Brian. Maybe Brian. Brian's classic guest. So yeah.
Who was our first in the other? Oh, never mind. I'm doing it again.
What?
I was gonna say who's our first guest in the other pod, but I told myself I wouldn't reference.
Dude, it was Brian.
Okay, that's what I thought.
From work.
Oh, Draper.
Brian Draper, yes.
Ugh.
And it was fucking hilarious because he got so drunk that he thought we were making fun of him, and he got mad. Remember, he got mad at us. He's like,
Yep.
I can't believe you posted that and like made fun of me on the internet. We're like, dude, no. We were all fucking goofing off. So if you're a guest on the podcast, we promise we will make fun of you relentlessly and post it.
We'll make it look bad for you all the time.
That is not true. We're nice people. We're nice guys.
Yeah, we'll put you over, but if you're here, fuck no.
Yeah, I got a few people in mind I'll hit up. Might not have a guest next time, but be prepared to see that in the future. I kind of want Andrew on too. Andrew Smith.
Oh, okay. I was like, which one?
From our game club. Yeah. From our Roll20 club. Yeah.
Oh, we didn't even talk about Call of Cthulhu.
Yeah.
Which is happening
Saturday.
Yeah, I was just going to say Saturday.
Well, you guys probably aren't going to live or be sane by the end of this next time. So
we got a farm, so I don't know what you're talking about.
A tainted ass farm.
Whatever. Gonna start that farm to table.
Oh goodness. With that, man. I don't know if you want to be selling that food. Those crops are.
We have to burn everything first, so we got some work to do.
Raise the ground. Yeah.
Yeah, not in a bad way burn everything, but in a good way burn everything.
Yeah. Reset the land.
Burn it down, as they say.
As Seth Rollins would say.
Okay, all right. Yeah, we need to stop.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for listening, guys. Thanks for listening to Critical Drinks with me, Brandon, and my best friend.
Me, Andrew.
All right. I'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.